Hello, I want to talk about a profound experience I had today. Last night I had this beautiful dream where I was living pretty much my dream life. I was traveling. I was actually back in the island that I was born at, Puerto Rico, and I was visiting in this lavish hotel. I was traveling around with people that I loved. I had amazing relationships with people who I want to have amazing relationships with. It was free, it felt light, I felt good throughout this whole dream. I could tell that money wasn't an issue in this dream. I eventually went back here and I visited my old place of work and saw that my coworkers were doing great and that life was great for everyone. It was a phenomenal dream actually. But when I woke up, I was a little bit off. You see, I felt frustrated with myself innately when I woke up. And it was kind of because I wasn't the person who I just was. I've been having negative thoughts about myself recently, and I've not been dwelling on them, but this morning they were just there for me, and later I found out why. See, as I went through my morning routine, I just couldn't shake it off, these feelings, and it was tough because I had just had this very realistic dream that was very long and very immersive, and I was just thrown back into here. Not to say that I don't love where I'm at currently. I understand there's a process, but when you see the end goal, where you're at now doesn't look too shiny. I eventually went and I showered. And during the shower, I was upset because I felt like I didn't have an idea for a video and I didn't want to just waste the day not doing something to work out my creative side. I eventually went and I did my 20-minute meditation, and this time I didn't really go with intention. I just kind of let what happened happen. And during this meditation, I kind of asked myself, why wasn't I the complete package? Because I sure as heck didn't feel like the complete package at that moment. I felt like I couldn't speak my truth. I couldn't speak openly. And that's a big issue of mine, is speaking. If you put me out into the open world, I can do a lot of things, but speaking, I get nervous at times. And in this dream, I didn't have that. I was the perfect version of myself. And through this frustration, I had an ego death, so to say. Well, that's the only thing I really know what to call it. I had a disassociation, and I got pulled out of my body as well as my mind. In fact, I got pulled 2 layers back from what I believe make up this world. You see, to me, there's the physical layer, there's the mental layer, there's an emotional layer, and there's more above. Talking about this, the physical layer is my body, who I believe I am. And the mental layer are my thoughts, the thoughts that I believe are me. I got ripped back to the emotional layer. And at this point, I couldn't really feel my body. I knew that my body was there, but it felt like it was a foot in front of me. And it didn't really feel more like a body, it just more felt like this dense thing. But before my body, there was also this other layer that was slightly less dense, but I knew it was there and it was active. And then in the layer that I was residing, I was more feeling things. I was in the emotional layer. And instantly I understood why I was being shown this, why I had this experience. You see, the emotion you're feeling is going to be a huge factor in the thoughts you attract. And your emotions go through to the next layer, which is the mental layer. They pick up thoughts, which then go to the physical layer, and the thoughts that you act on are going to be what your reality reflects. Well, I was being brought back to the emotional layer, the emotional layer, to be kind of reset, to be shown, hey, what you're thinking isn't you. But if you hold on to those thoughts, it will be. Because if you hold on to a thought and think it enough, even if it's something you don't like, but it's there consistently, your actions are going to start leaning towards an outcome that's gonna be that thought, whether you realize it or not. Sometimes it can be quick when it's a thought that you want to happen, but if it's a thought you're trying to avoid yet it's still there, you're gonna slowly make it come to fruition. I was being pulled back to the emotional layer to show that, hey, you need to figure out yourself emotionally, so then your awareness can move to the next layer, the mental one, and pick up all the thoughts that correspond with positivity towards yourself, and then go back to the physical and act it out so you feel good about yourself. And this was all in a quick second once I was there, and it was just like a whoa. And it was the first experience I've really had like this. And it wasn't scary either. It felt safe. It actually felt comforting. And I really enjoyed being there, because the more that I held myself in this emotional density, I really don't know what to call it or even how to describe it, just this awareness that was more emotion than anything else. It wasn't really thoughts or physical feeling. The more I understood about the other two, how my thoughts are going to affect my world, but more importantly, how my emotions affect my thoughts. And it's kind of cool to see how it was all connected. I was being held in that negative space when I woke up because I needed to have this experience. Had I not been in that negative space and wanted to figure it out so badly, I wouldn't have had this experience. Yeah, that was, to me, a sign, at least, that I need to still figure out some more things. It's always exciting to think that, you've come a long way, you're feeling good, and the next day it's like, nope, right back. But hey, you learn something new every time. So yeah, I'm JC. That'll do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.